Hi, we are going to make a quick sew mask. So I am I don't have a lot of experience sewing, but I can basically make a straight-ish line, and I've done a little bit of sewing here and there. But this is a special mask. This is a warrior wear mask. So this is a piece of warrior t-shirt that I had that's kind of on the old side, and I was ready to use it for something else, so that's great. And instead of it going to the rag pile, it is going to go to use as a mask. This is the super easy sew version of a sewn mask. I got this off of Janelle Shevlin, Officer Shevlin's wife. Her friend posted a video with this very easy mask. Of course, it was not made with warrior wear t-shirt, so we're going to do a version of that with this. The only measuring you need to do is when you measure out this piece of fabric, and it is 10 inches by 14 inches. Very easy to do. And there is no inside or outside because it's t-shirt, so it doesn't really matter. So just take your t-shirt material and you're going to fold over on the 10-inch length. Fold it over just about a ½ inch. That's the nice thing about this. There is no measuring required after once you got your first, once you have your first piece of fabric ready to go, then there's no measuring. And fold it over again, just about ½ inch, ½ inch. You do not need to pin it, you just simply hold it. So I just put it under the foot there of the machine. I don't have a fancy machine by any means. I did actually make a very wonky quilt on this machine, but it was made with love, so that's what counts, right? Okay. You just feed it through. And then you do the same thing to the other side and in the same direction that you did the other one. We're just going to speed this section up very quickly for you, but basically we're just repeating the same thing on the other side in the same direction as the opposite side. That's that. Super easy. Okay, so now flip it over, and so you can see where you just had your flips on the outside now, where you just sewed those seams. And the reason everything is on the outside, because at the end we're going to flip it all, and all the pretty stuff will be on the outside, and all this stuff will be on the inside when we flip it. So you're just going to take your elastic. I just happen to have two kinds of elastic, and whatever you have on hand will work. I have this white stuff and this little bit wider black stuff. It's a little bit easier to work with elastic that's a little bit wider because you can hold it. And now you don't need to take tape measure and measure out how much elastic you need. You just hold it up to the edge of the mask, and so it's just about the width of the mask once it's folded. So I think that's just like 5 inches ish. And you cut one piece, then you use that first piece to measure off the second piece. This mask is nice because you feel so successful. All right, and I never would have thought to do all this because I am no kind of seamstress, but there's a lot of videos out there, and like I said, I got this one from Officer Shevlin's wife's page. She shared it from her friend, and I wish I knew her name to give her credit. But she is a seamstress. So you just open this flap up, tuck the elastic just down under there, and I like it just to peek out a hair so I can see where it's at when I'm sewing. Flip that back over. It's just laying there. You don't have to do anything special. You don't have to pin it. This is easy peasy. And you put that down. Doesn't matter if it's perfectly straight because you're going for protection, not perfection. There's no perfection happening here. I am no seamstress. Okay, so just go about halfway through. I put the needle back in just to hold everything down for me. And then you're going to take this end, and you can pull it, and it's all right if that gathers up over there because it's all sewn down and held down. And it's nice, it gives you a little more room when you pull it. And you're just going to bring it to the other side, have that flap open, put it down, right back like it was, and carry on. I like to go through the elastic a couple times because the whole point of this mask is that you could wash it and rewear it. And a good way to sanitize is to wash and dry your masks. When it goes through the heat cycle on the dryer, that'll kill any bacteria on there. And since these are t-shirts, I'm sure they have been washed and dried multiple times, so they shouldn't shrink or do any of those things on you. They should just perform really well going through the washer and dryer. All right, same thing on this side. You're just putting the elastic under there.
And again, we're just repeating the same thing on this side that we did to the other side, keeping it even on both sides.
Okay, so now that's your mask and your straps are inside. So you're just gonna flip this guy inside out, and you wanna kind of dig your fingers into the corners to really push those out. Now all your work is on the inside, so all your mistakes are now invisible. That's why I like this. Who knew? Okay, perfect. Push on those corners a little bit. Okay, so now that's your mask. It's a little wide on the corners by your face, so it's easier if you give it a little gather, and that's pretty simple to do. You just pick which side you want to be the top, and I kind of like this wider part, if there is one, to be on the top. And you just simply give it a fold here. All right, make sure your folds go all the same direction. And then just grab a little pinch up there and fold that down. And that's it. And you can pin this if it's easier for you to pin it and hold it, but it's not necessary. You just have to hold it together, kind of pinch it down, and then you're gonna run it through your sewing machine. And my sewing machine is not like the fat part at all. And I don't have a quilting foot on here. I own one somewhere, but I don't want to go find that. So I'm just going to go past the fat part, which it doesn't matter, not one bit. And just go a little slower. Let it feed. Nice and steady. You know who I should have nominated to this video is Wanda, because she can sew anything, and so can Major Richie. Those ladies can really sew. I am just I would say a good time sewer, just only when it interests me. But they make beautiful things, quilts and clothes and all kinds of stuff.
Just repeat the folds here and run it through one more time.
That's it. So we're just going to clean this up a little bit so we don't have strings everywhere. It'll tickle your nose if it gets on the inside. So now, got yourself a nice little mask, and this works very well as is. But there's one little step that I like to do that makes it fit my face a little better. And so you just fold it so you kind of have the inside facing out, fold it, match up your sides so you can find the center, and then kind of peek up that center. Make a little peek with the very middle of it towards the top. All right. And then you're just going to sew off this corner right here. You're going to dart, create a little dart there. And so you just all together fold it in half. It's probably about a 45-degree angle. Drop the needle down. And come on, machine. All right, and again, turn those off because we don't want to tickle our nose. All right, so this part is not in the original video. It is the part that I added myself. So it makes a little peak for your nose, and it just sits on your nose nicely when your mask is on. So there is one addition I also want to show you is, this is like a number 4 coffee filter. You could probably use any kind of coffee filter, just cut it to fit. But this one fits really nice inside the mask. And I'm just cutting it out because it's obviously 2 layers. Making it into a single layer. And it fits very nicely right in the mask. You just pop it inside and down below. And coffee filters are shown to filter 40, I think it was 40 to 50% more than cloth. So if you have both of these, you're really setting yourself up for good filtration. And then this little top here is where your nose goes, right over. These go right over your ears. Give that a tug. There you go. You got yourself a fine mask, all made from warrior wear. Have a great day, Warrior Nation.